What's good, everybody? Welcome into the Early Edge. We are powered, as always, by SportsLine. I'm your leader, the coach. We were on the road this week. I've got PGA Tour live. And last night, well, it was just one of those nights. You can't sugarcoat a bad night, but when you look at our board, a lot of X's, but how we got to those X's was absolutely heartbreaking. It was infuriating. It was all of those words that we don't like to use in the world of sports betting. But as our leader always says, on to the next. And today's a busy, busy day. Now, some housekeeping before we get to our board and the stars of the show. 2 episodes being taped today. Champions League, the finals this coming weekend. We're going to do the show today with our guy Kicking It with Tom Fernelli, so that'll be in your feed later today. Also, as always, every single week on the PGA Tour, we do a golf-only episode of the Early Edge with Rick Run Good, Rick G, and we'll have that in your feed later today. And also, don't forget about the First Cut Pod, our mega preview for the Charles Schwab. That will be 5:30 Eastern, also on our YouTube page. All right, we did have a winner last night in our Perfect Parlay contest over at YouTube at ABEYNISHA, Abenisha. Hopefully I got that right. Congratulations. If you want to be a part of it, you go to YouTube. Leave a best bet. Could be any play on the board. If you hit one of our campers is perfect, Mikey was last night, M squared, then you are eligible to win a year-long subscription to SportsLine, which is invaluable. Also, right now over Apple Podcasts, we're doing 5-star reviews. Then tell us who you think is going to win the Champions League final this weekend. And next Monday, you could be eligible to win a year-long subscription to SportsLine. By the way, leave your Twitter handle or your Instagram handle, or else we can't get a hold of you. All right, housekeeping is done. Let's bring in the stars of the show. You know them. You love them. We grind 7 days a week. M squared, good morning, sir.
Good morning, Coach. Kind of a rough day yesterday, but glad the White Sox came through and ready to have a bounce back for everyone today. It's going to be fun. I've looked at the card, and I absolutely love it.
Oh, I love that, too. Yeah, speaking of a rough day, Zack attack. Bam Adebayo just felt like he didn't want to play last night. He was in and out. It was a very un-Bam-like game for him.
Yeah, Miami, they fell apart in that one. The Bucks got on them early. They just made everything. I think I looked at the box score. Miami had like 8 rebounds midway through the second quarter. You're just not going to get those type of rebounds, especially in a blowout in the second half. So it happens with the props. But today, let's see what happens with the NBA. Expecting some closer games. But it should be interesting to see if LA teams go 0-2 or bounce back today.
We'll find out. And we also say maybe just sprinkle sometimes on those props, especially when a guy is just a little bit off like Bam was last night. Speaking of off, though, when you get stitches in your mouth, Maestro, and we had half of the total we needed from Mr. Simons, and then he doesn't play, that's just bad luck.
Yeah, well, it happens. And it took a 1-2 day. I still got a nice 16-7 run. You get bad breaks, you get good breaks. I got 2 plays I love today, and I'm definitely adding more on Twitter later on.
All right, you got to make sure to follow all of our guys on Twitter. As you know by now, you know the drill. All right, now, storylines that could affect the betting lines today. M squared, you got kind of a cool little nugget today. What do you got?
Yeah, we've got a pitching matchup in the St. Louis Cardinals and Chicago White Sox game. Jack Flaherty, Lucas Giolito played together as high school teammates at Harvard, Westlake, and Los Angeles. The awesome thing about this one, too, is their pitching coach was Ethan Katz in high school. He is now the pitching coach for the Chicago White Sox, so it's going to be a very cool moment for all 3 of them. Maybe an advantage towards the White Sox having Giolito and that same pitching coach together, working together in this spot. Either way, it'll be fun. Also fun to mention, Max Fried, pitcher for the Atlanta Braves, not pitching today, but he was also on that team. Pretty cool to see 3 pitchers from the same high school there playing at the same time together, all as major league starters.
How did they ever lose? If they ever lost, how did they ever lose? Having those 3 cats all on the same team. Maestro, tonight, all eyes are going to be on the defending champs. A must-win situation. What do you got concerning the Suns and the Lakers?
Well, can't wait to watch this. DeAndre Ayton was probably the best player on the floor, 21 points, 16 boards, 10 of 11 from the field. Apparently not going to get suspended for coming off the bench. But Chris Paul, playing with one arm. A lot of people think, this line is showing no respect to the Suns. They're the much higher seed. They won game 1 as favorites. They covered. They won by 9, and now they're 1.5-point dogs. But you got to look at the zigzag. The teams that covered in game 1 did not cover in game 2. We saw that last night in blatant fashion, and I think that's part of what's built into the line. I know Zach's got a pick on this one later on.
Oh, you're exactly right. Milwaukee covered last night. They didn't in game one. Denver covered last night. They didn't in game one. So you're absolutely on it. All right, here we go. Let's jump into our board for Tuesday, May 25th. And don't forget that if you use the promo code EDGE, you can get 30 days for free. If you're not already a follower of SportsLine, I know many of you are, but get to it. Turn on those notifications. Hit that subscribe button and follow us wherever you want to watch or listen. Okay, we got 2 plays from SportsLine today. We're going to go to hockey. The NHL playoffs, they're going to give us all a heart attack. I mean, these games are going to overtime. They're coming right down to the wire. And the Penguins are going to win us a bet at some point. But not tonight, because we're on the Predators and the Hurricanes, the under. I know unders aren't fun, but that's what the simulations tell us to play. In over 61% of our simulations, this cashes. The under is 5-1-1 in the last 7 meetings between these two teams. Second play, we're going to the NBA playoffs. Mavericks plus 6.5 against the Clippers. They literally covered and won in game one. So what do the Clippers do to respond? Well, they're given 6.5 again. This is a graded A play at SportsLine. It cashes in over 61% of our simulations. We're on Dallas tonight. All right. It's my favorite time of the show. M Squared, you know the drill, son. Give it to me.
All right, Coach, let's head to Boston here. Atlanta and Boston as Chief makes an appearance with the cone here. We've got Charlie Morton. This is actually a decent park shift for him. We're used to thinking of Fenway being a good hitter's paradise, but where the Braves play their games is the second best hitting park in Major League Baseball. So this is actually a positive shift for Morton. Now you give this Atlanta Braves offense, who are, by the way, they're the number 1 offense in Major League Baseball and expected weighted on base average still. Now they get the designated hitter. That offset there is much better for them than what is happening with Charlie Morton having to face the designated hitter on the other side. Garrett Richards, 331 actual and expected weighted on base average. He's exactly who we think he is. But that number that concerns me for him, he's 392 weighted on base average at home versus 304 on the road. Much different pitcher at home. Difficult spot for him. I make the Braves minus 127 as I have them winning 56% of simulations. Grab them here at minus 111, minus 120. I would play it all the way up to that minus 127 number that I have in the sims. And then my second play, I talked about it earlier with this pitching matchup between Flaherty and Giolito. You've seen a lot of people wanting to bet on Jack Flaherty. The line always looks attractive. The reason why the line looks attractive most of the time is his numbers indicate that what we've seen is somewhat fraudulent so far. If you look at his actual weighted on base average, 255, expected number is 320, making him about a league average pitcher. Then you look at his home versus away splits, just like Garrett Richards, but in the opposite direction. 202 at home, 295 on the road. We're talking almost 100-point difference. I love Giolito in this spot. I love Flaherty having to face the designated hitter for one of the few times of the season. Give me the White Sox minus 1.5 plus 150.
I love Giolito. When he is on, that dude is, he is a top-notch starter. And sometimes when he's not, he's not. But, man, I love him tonight. I love him in the spot. And I love how you describe the Flaherty and how sometimes numbers don't actually show what is being done on the field. So, Mikey, thank you for that very much. All right, Zack Attack, you're up, sir. And I know you're feeling this Lakers-Suns game tonight. What do you got?
Yes, Coach, I'm going to take the Lakers. The line's been dancing around a little bit this morning, minus 1.5 currently. But you look at the Lakers in game one, they were rusty offensively, 90 points scored. That was their second fewest in a loss all season. And they shot horribly from the free throw line, left a lot of points off the board, 16 for 27, 61%. So I think they bounced back in this spot. It was just 2 weeks ago that they beat Phoenix 123-110, and that was minus LeBron James. I think the market's forecasted properly. We heard Larry talk about the zigzag theory. This is a 4.5 point line move from game one, and we have yet to see an A game from the Lakers. So take the Lakers with the value on that one. And then the Dodgers, minus 121. I'm not going to go off their win streak just yet. You stay on it here. 7-game win streak for the Dodgers. A short price with Clayton Kershaw, who has an extra day's rest in between his last start. And for me, it comes down to Zach Greinke. He struggles to string together 3 consecutive quality starts. He's had 2, but you have to go back to May 2019 when it was the last time he put together 3 consecutive quality starts.
You give me a number under minus 180 with Clayton Kershaw, I'm taking him all day. I don't care who he's playing. I love this spot, Zach. I love it. All right. The guy is just propping it like it's hot. 16-7 and he's back at it today. Maestro, the floor is yours.
All right, starting in baseball, it didn't work out going against the Phillies yesterday, but we're going to try it again with Alcantara over 6.5 Ks, and you're getting plus 130. You got to take a shot at plus 130. He had 9 Ks in this same matchup last week. The Phillies strike out 27.6% of the time, second highest rate in all of baseball. So I love that play. And then my second play, I'm going to give, I got to credit a guy who goes by props.cash. He has a great website. I think everybody should check it out. Very interesting story. He's an educator who built his platform to help teach kids math, but it's got unbelievable stats. And one of the things I found on there today was Evan Fournier, and I did a little more research. Played at least 34 minutes in 6 of his last 7 games. He had 6 rebounds in game 1. His number is only 3.5, which he's hit 4 of the last 5, 7 of the last 10, but it's really about the minutes. He's playing a ton of minutes without Brown, obviously available for the Celtics. So I'm going over 3.5 rebounds. It's only minus 105 at William Hill.
And tell me the name of that guy one more time.
I know his first name is Pete, and he goes by props.cash, and he's got a very cool website with a lot of analytics on there. And he's an educator. He built it. He built his system to help teach kids math, and now he kind of converted it into props. So just love that.
Well, I certainly hope his props do cash today since we were on one of his plays. So if you're watching the show.
Yeah, and I'll just make one point. He's not a capper. He's not a capper. He's not giving out picks. He's just giving out information that, and there's a ton of stuff on there. You could dig into any player you want, but that's one of the things highlighted today that jumped out at me. But there's a bunch he highlights every single day.
Well, that's the thing, Maestro. Right now, I think people think in today's world of sports betting, it's all about picks. It's about information. It's about educating yourself so you understand, even if you don't like a certain play, you can use it someplace else, which is what makes you guys so amazing. And a lot of our followers get that it's about information and educating yourself. All right, we got a full slate. Grab your paper, grab your pencil. We are up against it. Here's what it looks like. M squared, he's on the Braves minus 111 and the White Sox minus 1.5 on the run line, plus 150. Jump all over that. Then Zack Attack. He's on the Dodgers minus 121 over the Astros. Clayton Kershaw is on the mound. I would jump on that as fast as you can also. And the Lakers minus 1.5 on the road to even the series. Follow him on social media. He'll be releasing more props later in the day, as he always does. Alcantara for the Marlins over 6. And then Evan Fournier over 3.5 rebounds, minus 105. Then SportsLine plays Predators, Hurricanes. We're going under 5.5 goals. And then Chiefs dog of the day. The Mavericks plus 6.5 in LA to take on the Clippers. We love Dallas and we love Chief, even with the cone. He makes an appearance. Oh, and by the way, the gym, I got so damn excited. Chief, I forgot about the gym. Jewelers Gym parlay of the day, plus 357. If we put together the White Sox on the run line and the Dodgers on the money line, make sure you hit the right one. It's going to come back two-way at plus 357. That's a great number for a two-way parlay. I feel good about today. Don't forget, golf episode, Champions League episode in your feed later today. We grind for you, educate, and entertain. You've got your marching orders. Let's take all of these tickets straight to the pay window. For Chief, for M Squared, for the Zack Attack, for the Maestro, and for the jeweler, our executive producer who puts his entire brand together. I am the coach. Remember, this is the only place every single day we grind for the early edge. Good luck.
Do you want best bets in your feed every single day? All you have to do is hit that subscribe button to stay up to date with all things Early Edge.